So today I was thinking about how our mental states change so quickly, and how important it is to be aware of that, because we make so many decisions when we're either up or down. Very rarely, at least in my experience, am I in a very peaceful state and then have issues arise and have to deal with them and be able to really rationalize and figure out what needs to be done. Usually I'm either happy or I'm unhappy, and I make my decisions based on that sort of happy or unhappy state, and they seem quite logical and reasoned at the time, but give it 10 minutes and my mental state changes, and then I look at what I did 10 minutes earlier and I'm kind of going, that was a little bit irrational. But so I think to watch our mind states and how they change over time really gives us an insight into ourselves, so that we can catch them in the moment and go, okay, right now I have a negative mental state. I'm going to tend towards having a negative opinion about the situation, so I really need to watch that and be aware of it. And for me to do that, I have to really, in order to get a general picture of my mind, I take particular instances and I look at my mind at any particular moment. And when I have time to think and there isn't a lot of things happening, I'm kind of in a overly excited mood here, and I'm just kind of agitated and I want to go do something or something like that. And I really look at my mind and like, what do I want right now? Where am I? What's going on? What seems like the right choice to make? And it's like, well, the right choice to make is to go do what I want and have fun, or, and then somebody comes up and criticizes me, and all of a sudden I'm, in a bad mental state, negative and kind of unhappy. And then I look at my mind and say, well, what do I want now? And how does that compare to 10 minutes ago when I just was so happy? And one path, choosing one way in my life at one state, 5 minutes later I'm choosing a completely different path, but they both seem at the time to be the right thing to do. And that's when I start realizing, well, this must be irrational or illogical, and it's based more on my emotional state than anything else. So I think Venerable calls it the yo-yo mind, going up and down, and really looking at how that affects us and how often it affects us. For me, almost all the time. There's very few choices that I make outside of that paradigm. And then I was thinking, the mind, it's kind of like, I don't know if they still do this, but on TV they used to draw the lottery numbers. And so you get your lottery ticket, and then I guess you go watch TV at some time, and maybe on the news they have this little room and the person's standing there. They have this machine that, I don't know, maybe pumps air through it or something, and they dump all these ping pong balls in it, and they just bounce around like so fast you can't even keep your eye on any of them. They're just moving super fast, and then they open a little thing and one of the balls pops out and they say 25, okay, and then put it down, the next ball. So I think for me, all those little balls should have on them, anger, attachment, happiness, and so then you just turn it on and just pop it open, and boom, out comes my emotion for the next 10 seconds, and I set it down, boom, okay. And the more I look at it like that, it really is, that's exactly what it feels like, because as soon as my mind changes, what was the little ping pong ball that I drew before? Was it anger, or was it attached? I don't even remember what it was. Maybe it was negative, but I can't quite remember. Maybe spite. I'm all the way on to the 5th little ping pong ball now. So I've completely forgotten. It's all gone. It's all the past. And now what I'm thinking right now is absolutely rational, absolutely correct. Or maybe not.